abusia ene Pandai updates aba free Supreme Court. Yes, free Supreme Court. Abusia we dey ma mekasa wan pese yekọ na yetie enkoma aba abonten efa honorable Matthew Yindam ani na efa Pandai. Yes, election rera na sebeka se by election sonko abusia na akoye na anka se ekoso ewo Pandai na abusia Supreme Court dey some information bi dey aba abonten yentie na se ha that's why be media jichap se besa wase enani dey come in channel so but mo dey answer be subscribe dey my notification bonus for more podcast updates.
Me pacho December 2024 Ghana yekoto aba, that is the 7th December 2024 Ghana yekoto aba ekoyi ye president na ye MPs na ebuso ye narrow to Pandai na Pandai for so that is the Pandai constituency so koto omso aba no mkoyi omo member of parliament na NPP PCI friend Yindam Matthew Yindam and emerge as the winner. Therefore, the EC declared no as the winner of the Pandai parliamentary election. Fine, fast forward. And this for until say because no mumu feel said na infractions be ewo. To omo court, that is the Tamale High Court. And omo ko argue omo way through. Now upon everything, the facts and the evidences before the trial judge, you know, or tna sem no ka say on deal on susu say infractions na NDC for the abano with everything before her no and a crap into or that say so far Mati Yundam is in Piba Bonting declare as the winner no or near the winner or America so or near member of parliament bill Emma the Pandai constituency. Therefore, Shana one who didn't as a member of parliament. And again, no, almost had the order Akroma the EC. That's the Jemensa EC. And he say, conducted a rerun. Conducted a rerun election. Now, I was saying about that same way, and this is for jubilate. Pa, you know, say, mean, say, when you be 80 years. NPP for so until Mohan say, and call Supreme Court on a statutory right application. And Kosiki said the Supreme Court and quashed the decision of the High Court, that is the Tamale High Court. In the Supreme Court finally, the ruling aba. No ruling on the by ne say na a 4-1 majority ruling, with only Justice Poaman dissenting, coming out with a dissenting view. Not ruling nature say no. Adia High Court ni ye no. And family kwemu debi and therefore omonso chere say High Court no omo kwashe the High Court ni decision say or order for rerun now say kase Matthew Yindam onye MP bill no debi until the Supreme Court no epiaba bonten abe kwashe the decision of the High Court. This time around no NPP for nso epiaba bonten pe wo mani age papa na NDC for nso woma a quick rebuttal be men can say a quick your friends action be na woma take it our more send there be omo be call for review e patcho NDC for aka say omo be call for a review na obi kra be say abrante na review ye de bad ebusua me patcho review different from appeal. With the appeal no though ni na with the appeal no all court to a higher authority and as a higher court na a higher court no ahwehwe wa asema unhuni say lower court ni endi assembly yi ama inti no who pray the higher court ni say on san hwehwe wa asem bium ebusia yemfa ebiti say yemfa be a civil matter maybe wako the circuit court na circuit court ni edi asem na circuit court ni di asem na ma no weni enje ho enti no obekọ to the court of appeal na wako make appeal no mso asa hwehwe assembly mu bium na send a pepeye eda no na omode ato. And only a can appeal moving from a lower court to a higher court. Now so you can review ni the entisa and no the court na ankasa and I say it's na so na omwankasa decision o ma take no o ma sa ahwehwe omwankasa decision mu bim and me pacho only the Supreme Court and award that exclusive jurisdiction already article 126 spell out the composition of the judiciary now at the Supreme Court ebetu enimu, meaning the Supreme Court is the highest court of the land. And it is a Supreme Court in the highest court of the land. Na so ono ne ma decision and I say ono ne di ruling ba untimi enko for appeal. Meaning oko appeal then that is oko a higher authority. But in Ghana, Supreme Court is the highest authority. And it is Supreme Court na pia ba bontia beka say NDC on a 4-1 majority. Na so almost say the decision of the High Court, that is the Tamale High Court, only can say a whole dear. Now you said the only thing I NDC for bit my and so more call for review. Now I said this review no almost say call Supreme Court, and na Supreme Court no as I should share or more decision. I say or make say or more decision or more diaba no massa should man as or massa atna asem no so or man kasa decision so no match so bit massa sano and answer or months sano. In tebusia and only the review and the appeal. In the appeal need the air from a lower authority and as a lower court to a higher court and authority, but with the review need a court na kasana or setness in one situation in semnibim and the constitution no emma only the Supreme Court that exclusive jurisdiction. And into almost say or more court Supreme Court na kasana or makusiki for a review. This time around it was 5. It was 5 and 5 maybe omudi bi aka ho na be 2 sa 2 no so no nti emfa ze 2 ni nyina akra sa akoma NDC kra na e be 3-4-3 majority, which is still no the law holds anyway. That is on your friends on the educative note I was saying in ayefa na busia, but NDC for asema wo me pia ba bontia be kan say on be call for review. More court, that is the Supreme Court. No matter almost review, no matter or my argue or way through. Yan shady Saki because see me, Mamma Cassania Tinti, Yankoti, and Samno, Ninchile, na credit to Joy News. Yanko Poncho BBM, WBS.
Tell us one more you're picking up from this ruling.
So we expect that the full ruling will be made available on the 6th of February. That is what the presiding judge, Justice Gabriel Scott Poorman, has just put out. But those of you who are just joining us, the big news coming in from right behind me, the Supreme Court, is that the Supreme Court has, in a majority decision, 4-1, Justice Gabriel Scott Poorman dissenting, has annulled the Tamale High Court decision that annulled also the election of Matthew Nyindam to be Member of Parliament for Panda. You will recall that last year, the High Court in Tamale annulled the election because of certain irregularities is said to have determined. The MPP rushed to the Supreme Court and raised issues of jurisdiction. They said that the timing of the filing of the suit was in excess of the 21 days that is prescribed by law, and so the High Court in Tamale did not have jurisdiction to hear that matter, and the court presided over by Justice Gabriel Scott Poorman today has delivered his judgment. The panel, Justice Gabriel Scott Poorman, like I said, Justice Amadou Omoro Tanko, Justice Johnny Kulendi, Samuel Kwame Adibosiedu, and Henry Kofi. At the end of the day, the 5 judges could not agree on this matter, and so it was a split 4-1 decision majority, I should say, with Justice Gabriel Scott Poorman dissenting and actually holding that the High Court judgment that annulled the election of Matthew Nyindam should actually be upheld, while the 4 other justices, Justice Amadou Omoro Tanko, Johnny Kulendi, Samuel Kwame Adibosiedu, and Henry Kofi disagreed, quashing the judgment of the High Court in this matter. Very soon we will see lawyers of the both parties, NDC and MPP officials who have all come to court coming out. We do not know the full reason for which reason the court has come to this conclusion, but as I've mentioned at the top of this introduction and this presentation, the Supreme Court says on the 6th of February, the full reasoned judgment of the court will be published. And so all that is left to be done is for Matthew Nyindam and his lawyers to take the documents of the court and serve it on Parliament. And on the 3rd of February, that is next week Tuesday, when Parliament resumes, Matthew Nyindam can then walk in as a Member of Parliament because his election to Parliament has now just been affirmed by the Supreme Court, which has quashed the order of the Tamale High Court in this matter, Mamesi.
What does this mean moving forward for Matthew Nyindam?
Ultimately, this is, for Matthew Nyindam, not much changes because it means that he can continue to serve as a Member of Parliament. And what will have to be done is for the lawyers to draw down the judgment of the court, the orders, and serve it on the Clerk of Parliament. The Clerk of Parliament will ultimately, restore the name of Matthew Nyindam as a member of parliament for Pandai, and then the rerun that had been planned by the Electoral Commission will now not happen. So the status quo ante prior to the judgment of the Tamale High Court is going to stand. That is, Matthew Nyundam will continue to hold himself out as a member of parliament because his election has just been affirmed on this technical ground, particularly having to do with the timing of the period that this application was filed by the NDC's parliamentary candidate, Daniel Nsala Wakwao, who himself was in court. So any moment from now, we expect that the parties, the members of parliament and other people who are all coming here will all come out. We'll get some interviews, some understanding of what they make of this. Obviously, for the New Patriotic Party, this is a lot of joy for them. This is, for them, a lot of excitement because they've been ultimately gotten what they want. In fact, before the judgment came, Jerry Ahmed Shaib, the deputy minority whip, was in the chamber, was rubbing his palm. The judge said, why is he behaving like some penalty is about to be taken? And so let's get down there pretty shortly and speak to some of the people that are coming out now, then the National Democratic Congress. Okay.
The decision of the Tamale High Court, the Commercial Division, presided by Justice Brew, I believe, be quashed by a 4-1 decision. Now, as a party, we are aggrieved by this decision, and therefore we will advise our candidate in the matter regarding the next step to take. But the court is a court of equity and of law. We should be interested in the Gazette notification published by the Assembly Press under the authority of the Electoral Commission that was brought to Parliament, for which people like me were sworn in. That cannot be a gazette that will be discounted by the court, because it's a public document. The MPP cannot benefit from that gazette notification and come to court and say that that is not the proper document. You see, the MPP, when the Tamale court gave their decision in our favor, they called the court a kangaroo court. Today, when they got the court decision in their favor, they are singing the praises of the court. But we are law-abiding. We want to urge our teaming supporters, both here and in Pandai, to remain calm. This is not the end. This matter is not the end. The ruling of the court will be filed according to the court's own decision by the 6th of February. When we obtain the ruling, and that's the certified true copy, and we study it, we advise ourselves. There's a review option. So this matter is not ended. It's not ended. It's not ended.
Thank you very much.
Shouldn't think that it is over. The MPP shouldn't think that it is over. It is not over.
Right. Thank you very much. So that is Roxy Nelson, the Femco. They're talking to us about what they made about this. That then pretty shortly we are going to talk to the New Patriotic Party lawyers who are all here singing and enjoying that this judgment has ultimately gone in their favor. You see the Daniel Nsala Wakwao leaving. So pretty shortly we will also go to the NPP and speak to
some representatives of the General Secretary of the party, Justin Nketiah. The decision of the Tamale High Court, which means that
Honorable Nyundam, this definitely.
We have a spokesperson
Okay.
who speak on our behalf. But all that I want to hear from you is congratulations. I'm just ready the man.
But where
the news we have.
you and the team, what do you make of this 4-1 emphatic decision of the Supreme Court?
Thank you very much. I think that the Supreme Court has spoken emphatically that the decision of the Tamale High Court was made without jurisdiction, and so the court has quashed it and is hereby quashed. So Honorable Nyundam still remains the MP of the people of Pandai, so we call it still maintained. Thank you very much.
The majority in Parliament say that they would consider the option of a review. They say they disagree with the decision.
If you come to court and you have 4-1 decision, you can come up review. Review, they are 2. Therefore, we change your position.
Gotten a favorable judgment and you are singing praises in the Supreme Court.
You see, when you come to court and a decision goes whether one way or the other, you take a legal route. What we did as a party, you took a legal route, and the court has said us. So that should be it. Thank you.
How do you feel about it?
Well, first of all, let me say thank you to Almighty God for what He's done in my life, and to also thank my lawyers, and also use this opportunity to thank the Supreme Court judges for the ruling, because it's clear that the people wanted to change the will of the people of Bandai, but the Supreme Court has affirmed the will of the people, and I'm most grateful to them. I also want to thank the party from the head to the bottom, that is national, regional, and the constituency, for the support they've given me, and the people of Bandai. I'm sure that when you are in Bandai today, you will see the joy of the people, because they voted for me and they expected me to serve them for the 4 years. I also want to thank His Excellency, the former Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, for the support he's given me throughout. I am most grateful. May God add several years to his current years. And I know by the will of God, he will serve this nation one day. I am very grateful.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me try and talk to a few the leaders who are here and try and get some understanding of what they make of this. Honorable, leader, the criticism is that, your leader held a press conference in Parliament. He had very strong words against the Tamale High Court judge, and now you have gotten this and you're happy, you are singing, you are chanting. So they say that the MPP has been hypocritical in this matter. When it suits you, you call the judges' names. Now you have a 4-1 and you say the court has done well.
Yeah, the most important thing is that the Supreme Court have given their ruling to the effect that Honorable Martin Nyindam is still the legitimate member of Parliament for the good people of Pandai. That is the most important thing. Any other optics are something that has happened. Definitely, if you don't get a favorite ruling from a court, you definitely have to disagree. And when we disagree, we did not attack the judge and we were sitting aloof. We actually went through the right process. Where we disagree, that is why we even filed a suit in the first place at the Supreme Court. And today, the highest court of the land have spoken, and they have spoken and they have quashed the ruling of the Tamale High Court and affirmed that Honorable Martin Nyindam is the legitimate member of Parliament for the good people of Panda. So we are very grateful and we are very happy.
Thank you. Honorable Jeremy